You know what I think is an underratedly dumb thing that some franchises do, and it happens more consistently than you think. Not giving a young players an opportunity before you see what they are in the National Hockey League. So what do I mean by that? I mean, if you have a promising player that you even think might be something in the National Hockey League, you have to at least give that player some kind of chance in the National Hockey League. You have to, okay? You have to give them some kind of short stint in the top six or something to see what this player can be, because you could come back and it can really, 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 really burn you. That's just my opinion on that. We're going to be talking about how that relates back to the Vancouver Canucks in this video, guys. But welcome back to Pixel Plus Hockey. If you can make sure to hit that subscribe button, it would be so greatly appreciated. And thank you so much to those that are already supporting me as well. As always, it is very, very humbling. Now, when it comes to the Vancouver Canucks, they may really, really want to get a second-line center. You can't let that desperation get out of control. I'm okay with them being aggressive. I guess it does depend on what exactly they're giving up and what kind of center they do get. It is possible to make a player available that, if you're getting a top-end center, then it actually might make sense giving up a young player that you might get burned for. But it better be a gosh darn good player, if you understand what I mean. And here we have a very, very interesting quote about the man, the myth, the legend, Jonathan Lekkerimäki. The Vancouver Canucks are in desperate need of a second-line center. Jonathan Lekkerimäki could be their ticket to acquiring one. If he doesn't get out to a hot start in this NHL season, he could get moved quickly for what he wants, for what the Canucks want. Now, again, it actually did look to some degree that Lekkerimäki was shopped at least a little bit. Like, essentially, it does seem to me that the Vancouver Canucks at least put his name out there to see what they could get back for him this offseason. I don't mind that. Again, it depends though, right? So again, we know the Vancouver Canucks wanted to get Marco Rossi with the 15th overall selection. They literally offered that. It didn't come together. I'm wondering now, the funny thing is, they actually could have still acquired Marco Rossi, but it probably would have costed them more. I was wondering myself, were they offering something like a Lekkerimäki or a Mancini or something like that on top of that? It does keep you wondering, and even that would give me pause, like, damn, I really want them to get a center, but, that's a little bit much to give up. And this is the exact quote from insider Frank Cervelli, keeping a really close eye on Lekkerimäki and Willander. And this is exactly what he was talking about regarding the expectations for their two young stars. You got to be careful here. But again, I am interested to see what these assets would get the Canucks back. Because if they're going to do it, they better be getting something really, really important back. And here we have Taj 1944. They've been floating these names out all summer, especially Lekkerimäki. Wonder if the Bruins have any second thoughts if he has a hot start to the season, close quote. So again, like I've said, they've been actually shopping Lekkerimäki. Now, I do wonder, though, if they're kind of glad that they didn't trade him based off of the preseason that he had. When you talk about Lekkerimäki, he is the type of player that can really help you on your power play. I don't think he's just going to be a straight up specialist or anything like that, but that shot on the power play screams power play ability, right? If you pass it around, if you put him on the left side of the power play and he shoots right, that could be really, really, really dangerous. Like, the truth is that we have seen Lekkerimäki in preseason look really, really good with that offside shot, where he's on the left side, boom, and then shoots it, and it's in the net. Now, I will always preface this by saying I am interested to see what he does in this season. I mean, the Canucks are really, I'm recording this video at 10:10 my time, Eastern time, so the Vancouver Canucks are, I think they're dropping the puck in like 15 minutes, so we'll have to see. They're facing the Calgary Flames, so it should be a very good game. Now, I wanted to take a couple of quotes out of this article for what exactly the Canucks, type of center the Canucks could be looking for, and why I might agree or disagree depending on what they get. The first quote here: if the Vancouver Canucks find a way to get a deal for Pavel Zacha, perhaps, then it could solve their problems up the middle. Close. I'm going to stop the quote there. When it comes to Pavel Zacha, hell no. I just disagree with that. I fundamentally think that the Canucks can absolutely do quite a bit better there. there. And here's the thing, I understand there's going to be some people in the comments that have followed this channel for a while that say, well, hold on, Pixel Plus, don't you like Pavel Zacha? And I'm going to say, yes, I do like Pavel Zacha, but he only has 2 years left, and I don't know, man. I wouldn't give up Lekkerimäki for him. I don't know. I just don't. He's just not like that young center that is going to solve the Canucks long term, right? They still have Aatu Räty, who can play somewhat center, Philip Hedl, Elias Pettersson. They're not completely screwed there, so I think that they can have a little bit of patience, especially with holding on to some of their young players. And taking a look at the lines in warm-ups during with the Flames, it does look like Kane, Coots, and Lekkerimäki on a line, which has been the norm. That's actually pretty good. That's going to offer some depth. I do want to see how Coots performs. That's funny. When we see these warm-up lines, I'm looking in the comments, and there's a lot of people just absolutely roasting this, like, oh, 12th overall pick coming in. But again, I mean, I'm not really sure how long Coots is going to keep with the Canucks, but we shall see. Because it's interesting, when you look at Lekkerimäki, he's going to have to be in an offensive role. I don't see Lekkerimäki being a good defensive player in the NHL. That's the one issue with Lekkerimäki, right? Like, I think that he could be a specialist in the National Hockey League, but I'm just not sure if he's going to be, like, on any two-way line. So, for example, Lekkerimäki is going to be the type of player, to me, that has to be on a balance line. Like, he's going to need, like, a player that's a really good two-way player to play with, because he might get burned if he plays with, like not so good defensive players, if you understand what I mean. But I will say, if we take a closer look at their forward line right now, it looks like Besser, Pettersson, and DeBrusk. That should be a really, really nice line. Like, that's going to be a hell of a line. You got Hedl, Garland, and Baines. I would prefer Kane there. I would probably prefer Kane playing with Hedl. And Garland? I don't know. I look at Kane as more of a second line player. Tell me what you think. Also, when it comes to their goaltending, I'm going to be looking at Demko. What exactly is Demko going to be doing this season? Is he going to, God forbid, is he going to get injured? When Demko is healthy, I've admitted this, he is a talented player. I have him on my fantasy team. I picked him up. He's a pretty darn good player. But his injuries have been an issue, so even I was a bit worried to pick him up, but hopefully he has a bounce back this season. But like I always say, guys, I'm telling you right now, these lines that we see right now are going to be completely different by the end of the season. Obviously you're going to see like the regular solidified top six guys, but I think Kane will be playing more minutes, in my opinion. I think that Coots very well may actually be he'll probably be sent back. Aatu Räty, I think, is going to be not demoted, but he's probably going to be playing a little bit higher in the lineup as well. I think Aatu Räty is, well, he does have holes in his game. I do think that he is an NHL player. Anyways, guys, I'm going to end this video here. If you could make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, I would greatly appreciate it, guys, and make sure to have a great day. Goodbye, guys.